Einstein's definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And with Victoria Spartz voting present, and I'd love to ask her why she did that as opposed to vote for one or the other, that means that McCarthy's support slipped a little bit more from yesterday. Now 21 votes against him. Byron Donalds, whose name was in nomination and attracted 20 votes, is hooked up and is with us now. Congressman-elect, it's great to talk to you. Great to have you back on the program. You fell a few votes shy of becoming the next Speaker of the House, but we hear that your name is going to be placed into nomination for the 5th ballot. What are your intentions here? Because it seemed going into this that you might be willing to vote for Kevin McCarthy if you thought he was viable. Do you believe he is no longer viable?
I think the path is very difficult right now for Kevin. But look, at the end of the day, what I want to make sure is that we elect the Speaker of the House and we go on and accomplish the business that the American people sent us here to do. We know the issues. We have a porous border. We're massively in debt. Purchasing power for the American families has been crippled under this administration, and we want to fix all those problems. But one of the core issues we have is that Washington is broken. The House does not function. And so we want to see a process where power is actually devolved back to the members of Congress so that they can do the job on behalf of the people who sent them here, so we can actually start the process of fixing the issues that are ailing every American. Now, coming back to the speakership vote, my intentions is to make sure that we get a speaker elected and that we start this process. It may be me, it may not be me, but those are my intentions.
You voted for McCarthy the first time around, yourself today. What has your conversation been with Kevin McCarthy?
We had a brief conversation this morning. I'm not going to share the details of that because, I actually believe in keeping those conversations private. But right now, there's a lot of members on the floor, and I'm quite sure all the cameras see it. You have members in active dialogue right now as we speak. Now, take a step back. The one thing that is necessary for this body to function is active dialogue amongst the members, and you're seeing that right now on the House floor. That will only yield the best results for the American people overall. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to have more meetings, more discussions, and figure out if there's a pathway for Kevin to become Speaker or anybody else to become Speaker. But that's the job that needs to be done. What we want to see is that leadership actually reflects where the American people are, and that leadership is something that is earned here in the nation's capital, not just given. And that's not an anti-Kevin statement. That is an indictment of the political process here in Washington, D.C.
Congressman-elect, you said a moment ago that Washington, D.C. is broken. The critics of the holdouts against Kevin McCarthy are saying that you're breaking it even further by not allowing Kevin McCarthy the speakership and the ability to begin governing. You are delaying, if not discrediting, all of the work that the Republican conference wants to get done in the 2 years that it has. What do you say to that criticism?
Oh, I disagree with them. I think that's just out of hand. I think that's actually thought processes and points that just want to continue with the way this place works. And I think that's not going to be in the best interest of all of the Americans, whether they're Republicans or Democrats. And so I think it's okay to have a little bit of patience. It's only day 2. The sun rose this morning. The sun will rise tomorrow in America. The American people are working and taking care of their families. And so we're going to get this business done on Capitol Hill and get to the job of investigation, securing our border, getting our spending under control, and the other priorities of the Republican Party.